Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Neighborhood with your hosts, Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho. Together, they are finding out what makes the heart of the Heartland beat. They sit down with people in your community that lead organizations, businesses, and government. You'll learn who they are and what they're involved in and why. They are the people in your neighborhood. It's In the Neighborhood with Stacy Borho and Tim Johnson.
Hello, my special friends. Welcome in this 4th of July week. A lot of good vacation time. Yeah, this is the TJ and the Boohoo show. I don't know where we're going with this today, so we're starting this out real fun.
Speaking of too much coffee.
Wow. Well, good morning, TJ.
How are you? I got called TJ for most of my childhood, and when I go back home, everybody's going TJ, and I'm like, what? Oh, yeah.
This is the first time I heard of this, too.
Really?
TJ.
That's
Wow.
it.
I mean, I get it because it's your initials, but I wasn't expecting it.
Special inside edition.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Now you feel privileged, don't
Yes.
Dude, I'm going to sit up straight.
We're here with Janet Glavin of Make-A-Wish, Illinois, and of course, Stacy Borho, my special friend.
Or Boohoo, apparently.
Boohoo. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about, what are we talking about, Stacy?
We're talking about I Spy a Wish.
I Spy Wish is an event that benefits Make-A-Wish, Illinois. So,
Yeah.
welcome.
Well, it's great to be with you, and you all know a lot about I Spy Wish since you've been involved, but Stacy and Tim, as you know, you've been volunteering for a number of years, and Stacy came up with an idea about 8 years ago to create this driving scavenger hunt. So that's what we've been doing for 8 years, and it was a really good way to benefit Make-A-Wish, but to give families an opportunity of all abilities, ages, to participate. So we've just run with that. And we just want to keep spreading the word and get more people involved this year. It's coming up really soon.
I tell people it's like the Amazing Race without the race.
Without
so
the
it
race,
would be
right.
just the amazing, right? So, sorry.
Right, yes. Now, though, you must observe all rules of the road.
Right.
Or you will get pulled over. So
Yeah, we're not saying we're preventing anyone from that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really simple. It's a driving scavenger hunt, and we start at Uftring Auto Mall in East Peoria, and then our Wish families and volunteers and people in the community that have signed up, they start out. They're given a clue. And in their car, and they find, and these clues are written by one of our community's own creative minds. They're very, usually they rhyme. I
Wonder
think
whose that is.
sometimes they rhyme,
Sometimes
but
they
the
are.
clues will take you, whether it's an iconic business location or place in Peoria that you've been to. You find that location, you'll have a Wish Kid waiting for you, and they'll present you with your next clue. You may have to do some sort of really quick activity, or some places, depending on the location, they might give you a little treat or something like that. And then once you've found all the clues, you come back to Uftring Auto Mall, and you get to use each clue. You got to enter into, we have fish bowls with all the different prizes, and they're really fabulous prizes.
They are amazing.
Stacy, some of the examples of the great prizes we've had in last year.
Yeah, so, well, I know this year we have a 55-inch TV, right, flat screen, and we have a Chief Suite, and we have Greenview's been with us since the very beginning, and they've always donated the $500 gift cards, which is awesome,
Right.
for a tree to be planted. So there's definitely ranges of gifts, more geared towards kids for adults. So
They're really some of the, I go to a lot of events in the community, as you do too, and I think this event has some of the best prizes, and it's a great value for the cost of registering for the event. But the people that participate in it tell us they really, really they get to meet 8 or 9 Wish Kids, and they tell their stories and about the impact, the lasting impact of their wish, and that's what makes it connects people directly to the mission, and then it has a fun aspect about it, which is what wishes are all about.
So give us an idea for those that don't know about Make-A-Wish. I think most people know, but give us an idea of what Make-A-Wish is.
So Make-A-Wish, we grant life-changing wishes to children with critical illness. And we've been doing that to really make the journey of the illness that a child experiences when they've been given a diagnosis of a life-threatening illness, to help that journey of their in their illness to really bring hope and strength and joy into their lives. So there's a power in that. In fact, there's some research that talks about wishes reduce the hospitalizations, readmissions, length of stay, and improve compliance with treatment protocols. And those are things that we hear from families when we work with them. So the wishes, and you know, you've been involved as a volunteer, and Stacy helps to grant wishes. Our wishes are delivered by volunteers in the communities across Illinois. And so you and they are the face of Make-A-Wish to the kids that we serve.
It's so cool.
I was just talking to somebody and saying sometimes from work you just have to get away, right? And for some of these kids, it's getting away from being in the hospital, being sick, you know, and just focusing on being sick. And so getting away is an awesome benefit to the...
That's absolutely right. I mean, you think for yourself, the sometimes I like to call it like the carrot on a stick, the thing that you're looking forward to, having things to look forward to is very powerful medicine. That's that hope that we're looking to create. And that it is so much fun when your imagination is captured creatively, that there is just a very, very transformative power in that.
Yep. I know I had a wish, and the family said that it was nice to get away and not have people constantly asking what's wrong. You know, and just to be free of, like you were saying, the hospitals, and free of the everything, and just being able to get away and be, and just be.
Right.
And the enjoyment. I know my very first wish was the Pro Bowl to Hawaii. So that will always be an impact, and it was just really cool to see that family get away together and go to Hawaii, and it's an amazing thing and experience, and it gave so much hope for the family, and that break of all the questions and everything, because they were surrounded by other wish kids and wish families too, so you feel a little less alone also, and so it's just all the people that come together, which is so cool.
That's great that you mentioned that. Joey, who wished to go to the Pro Bowl, he actually was speaking recently for us. Now that he's a young adult, he works for Uftring Auto Mall, who sponsors the event, but he still talks about he wished to go to the Pro Bowl, and he talks about, you know, that impact of his wish too. So in kids, you know, sometimes people think Make-A-Wish just sends kids to Disney World, but like the Pro Bowl, or I was just talking to someone else, we had a girl in the area who, while she was spending time in the hospital, really loved Finding Dory, and she ended up getting to go to the Finding Dory premiere for her wish.
Wow.
But it wasn't just that. Then the people that got involved, they did this extra thing and that extra thing, and then she got to go see The Price is Right, and then she got to meet some of the celebrities, and so, but she talks about it when she tells the story, you can see her face light up. Yeah.
There's nothing more priceless.
So why would somebody want to be a wish grantor?
Well, I have granted. I just finished granting my 25th wish recently.
Good job.
And you've probably granted at least half that in
I
your
don't know
short
if I've gotten
time.
a half that yet.
Well, it seems like, but I think it's not a volunteer light job. It's not like going to an event and helping hand out water bottles. It's you meet that family, and like we said, you're the face of Make-A-Wish from the beginning to end. They may not meet someone that's on our staff, and you just really work creatively with them. And there are challenges you have to work with a lot of different dynamics with the families. Each of our concepts of family is different. And then kind of working in that process to get things planned. When will it happen? Sometimes there are things that are local, like room redos or shopping sprees. They're very hands-on. And then keeping the family engaged if they're waiting to travel. I know one volunteer and we had a little girl named Ruby, and she was very young, and so we did the paper chain countdown calendar for her so she could kind of picture, how soon her wish was going to happen. But it's just a very unique experience. The best part of being a volunteer, I think, is when the kids come back and you see the change in them. So I don't know what experiences you've had too, that kind of why you keep doing it.
Yeah, so running across getting to see the child grow. I know I had one a few years back, and we did an electronics wish, the Mondo pad, if you remember that one.
Yeah.
And I remember that mother saying, the one thing that I would love from my little guy is to hear him say, "I love you," because he wasn't really speaking and doing a lot. And he's come so far since then, and I get to run into his family because we had a wish party at their house, and so you get to meet some of their family, and hearing how he's grown and walking more and doing more and more stuff on his own is just, it's really exciting to see and to hear the growth and the excitement in the family, and just to be a part of that. It's all God willing, but it's just so beautiful. And hearing that success story just keeps your heart warmed as to.
It is, and also sometimes when you're doing wishes, when you're granting wishes, just the community connections and where other people open up their hearts to help out. I know I was working on a room redo, and it was this is years ago, but I was pushing a cart through the retail store, trying to get things done. It was a rush wish. The little girl was having surgery, and she was going to come home to this room redo, so we had a short time to do it. And the store team members asked what we were doing, and we told them, and they asked if they could help assemble. We had a lot of assembly and things, and then one of them became a volunteer.
That's cool.
So it's just amazing how the community opens up and connects, and to me, there's no better feeling.
A question that I do get a lot is, well, do you have to arrange everything, and do you have to go find, do you have to set up the travel? And I mean, yes, it's hand-on, like you said, for a room redo, but for the Pro Bowl, we're not reaching out to.
No, you're not a travel agent. Yes, thank goodness. That would be difficult. We do arrange any travel accommodations and things, and we work with the volunteers. We do a very specific online training, and there's an application just to make sure it's a really good fit for you and the organization. And then we have other types of volunteers too in the area. So Tim, you've been involved on our regional council, as you have too. And we have other volunteers that go out and just like you're doing today, help spreading the word through news and other outlets.
Yeah. So I started because Stacy said you're going to join us, and
You were voluntold?
Yes, I was voluntold,
No, you
and I
weren't.
came screaming and kicking, and my niece was actually went through Make-A-Wish, so and she did do a Disney,
She
which
went to Disney. Yeah, and the Disney wishes
are
are
pretty amazing.
unique. They're tailored to the child,
Yeah.
so it's not everyone gets the same experience.
Yeah. Okay, so if somebody wants to learn more, maybe just start a conversation about potentially being a wish granter, how do they do that?
If you go to our website at illinois.wish.org, there's information. You can learn more about wishes, and then there's how to help. And so in addition to volunteering, if you want to go the volunteer route, there's an application. You'll start to fill out maybe other volunteer opportunities that you've enjoyed, just kind of we can get a sense of where you're at. And then there's also a background check because we're an organization that works with children. So so that gets submitted. And then there's some online training that you do. If you're going to be a wish granter, there's some very specialized online training, and it's about 4 hours worth. And then there's a 2.5 to 3 hour in-person training. So that would be the process to become a wish granter. So we are always looking for wish granters. We're actually getting ready in the fall, late fall. We'll be doing a kind of a retraining of all of our volunteers, but that if someone's interested, they can kind of get going now. So that'd be one way. And then I want to make sure people know too, they can really help by helping us reach eligible children. Sometimes families don't know that they can actually start the referral process. They think that they have to be nominated. So eligibility is just that they're between their 2.5 and before their 18th birthday, and that their condition is considered life-threatening, degenerative, or progressive at the time of referral. So they can start that, and if you go to the website too, it'll say refer a child, and there's a secure place to do that, or you can call us. So that's what we know, Tim, that there are 1,100 children who are newly diagnosed every year in Illinois with a critical condition, and right now we're reaching about 720. So we're really working hard to talk with families. And sometimes there are families that are going through with illnesses with their kids that they are very time consuming, and they may ultimately not be eligible. It might be more of a chronic condition or something. But we will talk to them. That we may not be able to grant their wish, but it's better if they inquire than we would miss them. But they can find out more about who is eligible by going online. We have a list of more detailed information.
Another great way to kind of start that conversation is going to the I Spy Wish event.
Come into the I Spy Wish event. You can have a team. We talk about some of the teams that we've had. We've had.
So you have, I have coworkers that do it. Bunch of girls hop in a vehicle. So it's $75 per vehicle, and you can have up to 6 people. Ideally, you have 2. But it's families, it's friends, it's, I typically wouldn't say all guys, but we had a couple gentlemen that dressed up and rode in a convertible and had a blast.
They did.
So we do not discriminate on age or anything. And the other cool thing is, since it is a driving event, if you're not able to be as active, you can still get in the car and help figure out these clues. I have some people who say they're really easy, and we have some people who are back like fairly fast. We have 8 stops. And we have some that, they take their time and they enjoy it. But it doesn't matter when you come back. We have no prizes for first or second or third or anything like that. It's just to come back and to relax and to enjoy the afternoon with your friends, family, coworkers, whatever. It doesn't matter to us. Right. But, the average cost of a wish is still $10,000?
It's around 10,000.
Yeah.
Right?
So 10,000 per wish, and we're granting how many wishes just right here in Illinois?
726 last year.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money, and granted, some of that is in-kind donations, right. But we still have to have the funds to grant all these amazing wishes.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we put a lot of focus on the wish kids and the impact of the wish, but the heroes in the granting of the wishes is really our volunteers, like you. You two are heroes. But also, we have 1,700 volunteers in Illinois every year, and we're going to need more. So people that participate in the event, they can be, heroes for kids. People that volunteer are heroes. Our donors are heroes. Kids start events at schools. We've had from lemonade stands to very detailed balls or events like I Spy Wish. So there's always a way to help out. It's a lot of fun. It's really one of my favorite events, and I go to a lot of events.
Yeah.
So kudos to you all for helping to organize it.
So ispywish.com.
ispywish.com. Go check it out. What's the date?
July 14th.
Okay, July 14th. We're going to be doing that right at Uftering, right down the bottom of the hill from ICC.
1 o'clock?
At 1 o'clock.
You can sign up day of.
Be there or be square. Let's see everybody.
PeoriaLife.com